My guest today is a truly phenomenal woman. She's a social entrepreneur and a human development expert, plus many more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Toyosi Akerele. A big round of applause. I just have a hug.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Save that second one for me. I'll take it after the show. Okay. Yeah. I know too many great things have been happening.
If you say so.
Lots of great things. I've been hearing lots of good news. Yeah. We describe you, lots of people describe you as a social entrepreneur and a human development expert.
It's time to move
on. Help Nigerians understand that bit about you.
I mean, social entrepreneurship is pretty much an entrepreneur who focuses on impact rather than the financial pecuniary rewards that come out of entrepreneurship. However, because it's important to have integrity and not dip your hands into the funding that is given to your organization to do good work, you have to understand that you are not for profit, but you're also not for loss, which is why it's important to consistently...
I like it when people balance things like that.
You're consistently,
not for profit,
but you're not for loss. So it's our responsibility as social entrepreneurs
just find a decent middle ground.
To understand wealth creation and do social impact work side by side.
Yes, amazing. I'm sure people hearing you talk now are beginning to guess, okay, what kind of person is Toyosi? Okay, for your info people, Toyosi has certificates from University of Jos, Harvard University, Cambridge University, University of New Hampshire, Pan-African University, the UK Institute of Digital Marketing, and even Project Management College.
So Harvard University
you want to use, wait. You want to use book and kill people or so what?
So Harvard University is actually, so I went to the Harvard University Kennedy School of Government to take a master in public administration. Yeah. It wasn't a certificate. I worked for it for 1 whole year.
Masters, imagine. Okay.
And I made that choice because I just believe that as a young person in Nigeria, one of the most crucial, things that are missing in our, country is quality leadership. And if you want to become a banker, you train to become a banker. You want to become a lawyer, you train to become a lawyer. I'm hoping that at some point in my life in this country, I would be, given the privilege to serve my people. And I'm just preparing myself basically to learn international best practice, learn what other people are doing in other countries.
We'll dig into it after the break. We'll take this break and we'll try to talk about it. Yeah. It's still the other news. We'll hear from our correspondent, Dan the Humorous, a little later on. But we are still talking to my very special guest, Toyosi Akerele. Toyosi. Yes.
I'm here.
Whoa, only you. I envy you and your ability to, study and prepare.
No need to.
Okay. For those who think you are all about books, and no play, let me also shock them by letting them know that not too long ago you were nominated for the MTV Africa Awards. Yeah. What was it for, and what was the experience like?
Well, I mean, and one has got to commend MTV, for that, for identifying with people like me who do not fall within the, core, sphere of entertainment. Yeah. It was for basically recognizing the most prominent, voices and the most active leaders in our generation around Africa. And they had nominated me for that award, basically to recognize the work that I do with young people, youth development and education development primarily. So. And it was fun because, one, I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it. Yeah. And that's why...
It's not a category you will be expecting to get.
I mean, that's why at the end of the day, for me, it's not so much about what you do when people are watching. It's much more about what you do
when they're not.
And how much accountable you are to your conscience and how you feel that the, scope of impact of the work you do.
You are the founder of Rise Networks.
That's correct.
All right. Rise Networks, what is it about? I mean, how will that change Nigeria and stop all these currency-consuming snakes from happening in Nigeria?
I mean, by the way, on Twitter, the snake who had 36 million as Jambo office already has a wife right now. So.
Oh, whoa, that snake is married.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And they're preparing for Valentine's Day tomorrow. But Rise Networks is primarily a youth development organization that focuses around the intersection of how innovation would affect, the opportunities, the learning opportunities of young people and youth inclusion in politics and, development around education and the economic empowerment of young people.
Wow.
We believe that one of the reasons why, Professor Femi Oshofisa said that in the same situation, in a situation where the same mind clamors for bread and books, bread will always win. So when we continue to pummel the youth and say that young people are into crime, young people are into vices, the truth is when you look at Nigerian young people side by side, young people in other countries, the kind of opportunities that we're not getting in this country, with the kind of opportunities we're not getting and the kind of impact that young people are making, one should give our generation some credit. Because at the end of the day, the people who put Nigeria on the map globally in this country are young people. Many young people.
And they've been given so little.
And we've been given so little. We're relegated to the background in politics. Countries are putting young people in strategic positions of authority so they can make a difference. Nigerian politicians are reducing
old
young
people and dead people. We're positioning old people now. We're positioning dead people.
Politicians don't think that we're good enough beyond the positions of special assistants to carry their bags. And I'm angry with the young people because we're not taking enough action.
When you talk, I see leadership. When did it hit you that Toyosi, I can be a leader? You talk so much about leadership. When did it occur to you that I can do this? Because I'm sure there are lots of people who are out there who are probably...
just at every point of my life and my career, I'm consistently, making sure that I'm work in progress. So I don't think it's for me to say that I'm a leader, but I recognize that a couple of people, young people, look up to me for the work that I do, and a couple of older people fall back on me for advice and, inspiration and guidance on how to work to empower more young people, in different, areas.
Now that we are talking projects and things that you've been doing, what was the particular project that, made the former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, say, look, young people should emulate people like
I was as astonished as you were.
Yeah.
Sitting in my bedroom, I think I was in London on training or something, and my friend had called me to say, Michelle Obama had done a video about me and it was viral on Twitter. And Twitter wasn't this famous in Nigeria at that time. So I went on the internet and I realized that Mrs. Obama was coming to Africa on her very first official state visit. And she was looking for young people around Africa, especially young women. And I was one that was selected from Nigeria. And she had mentioned two of us in the video saying that I organized the largest youth program in Nigeria. And afterwards, we then met in South Africa with... with President Mandela of blessed memory and a couple of other outstanding people. For me, that experience was not just validating, but showed me that at the end of the day, money is not everything. You may not get the kind of
to be doing your little
reward,
here
exactly,
and getting this recognition from prominent people.
And it was very validating, and it called me to action, and it challenged me, and it just, at the end of the day, Mrs. Obama is one woman to look up to.
Toyosi, you've seen too many great people and too many famous people. Apart from myself, which one stands out?
It absolutely has to be Hillary Clinton. She's my total hero.
So you're with her?
Yes, and it was shocking that,
She lost that election. Yeah.
It was shocking that she lost. The election was on my birthday. It was on my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was standing right in the, John F. Kennedy Forum at the Harvard Kennedy School. And I had my hand over my mouth as they were announcing the results. And my friends were having a party that I could never attend.
I think it's one moment that shocked the whole world.
But I think that Hillary Clinton is a forerunner for many of us. For many other women who aspire to higher, service and leadership in public service, I think what she's done is to feel the fire in many of us, that it's actually possible for a woman to go that far. I always ask women that I see so many, I've written an article on the back page of the Sun before that I called So Many Godfathers Everywhere. Where are the godmothers? Yeah. That's sweet. I'm here not because I feel like I'm the smartest or the most privileged, but I'm here because a lot of very good women in this country invested in me, taught me, helped me straddle through life, walked me through my mistakes, and I'm doing that for other young people, other young women especially. So, for example, if we were interviewing in our organization or on a couple of boards that I sit, I pay more attention to the kind of, yes. But I mean, I pay more attention to women because I keep saying that every time I'm tired of, I see myself on a flyer, 7 men, Toyosi, Akerele, only woman, youngest. 2 instances. Last week, the Center for Values in Leadership event, President Obasanjo was keynote speaker. 6 of us were speakers. I was the youngest.
The problem is that most of the girls are busy doing slay queen on Instagram. Not
exactly. I can tell you that there are so many brilliant women in this country.
We know.
We just need to help them develop more courage. More younger women need to pay more attention to the men, just to the women, to the younger girls. That's why when I walked into this place, the first thing that I said was to help the young people. The teenagers, smart, incredible. I mean,
Toyosi,
at the end of the day,
Toyosi, I'm sure
through generations, we need to invest in our human capital. We need to build a knowledge and skill-driven economy. The worst way to hell cannot be the tunnel that you enter from an airplane into the international airport into Nigeria, and where you then going through the most dirtiest latrines in the world. And you wonder when our political leaders travel, whether they learn anything. So the truth is that you need to understand that Nigerian politics and the entire system is a carefully tended pet in the hands of the political class. Nigeria works for them, it doesn't work for the rest of us. And that's the reason why for every opportunity that we get, we must stop blaming young people. We must give, and young people must learn that nobody's going to give us a chance. Nigeria needs 5 crucial things. Leadership is number 1. The second is effective institutions. The third one is infrastructure. The fourth is active citizens. And the 5th is that accountable governments at the local, state, and federal level.
Based on all this, Toyosi, I will add to that list, Nigeria needs a female president. Maybe the men have disappointed us.
I don't think it's about having a female president,
okay.
Egbon. I think that it is more about having a president with competence, character, and capacity. If you give me a woman is not enough, all right? If you give me a woman who is as bad as, we've seen a few women, and don't forget that women rarely get opportunities for high-level leadership. So the few that have gone ahead of us and ruined those opportunities, every time, the stereotypes work against us. They'll point and say, oh, she stole money, oh, she was corrupt, oh, she didn't do this well. And you forget that as a woman, when you get up there and you don't perform, you shut the door against an entire generation of other women. So it's not just about being a woman. It's about being a woman who understands economics and finance, who understands public infrastructure, who understands policy, who understands youth development, who understands job creation, so that when you sit on that place and you're debating with men, you would not be given the opportunity because you're a woman. You're given the opportunity because you are ready and prepared
have something to offer
for that leadership.
So wow. I'm sure lots of young women, even older women listening to you, will be highly motivated. And you see, you're spewing all this.
Motivation is not sustainable. People need to get up and move.
You're spewing all this wisdom, and and you're not even 40 yet.
I'm 34.
Yeah, you see, and what motivates you? What motivates you?
Just because...
In few words, Toyosi, because I don't have all the time I wish I had.
Well, just because the diamond was a chunk of coal that stuck to its job and made good under pressure. I just want Nigeria to be a better country. Look, tell you what, I've traveled around the world. Nigeria is the only place where I feel that I own the space.
Same here.
And therefore, I don't want to be a second... I'd rather be a first-class version of myself than be a second-class version of somebody else.
So it's been amazing. It's been amazing talking to you. I'm sure we will do this interview again. I'm sure you're one of those guests that people will tweet, write, and say, we want Toyosi back on the show. Hopefully. And we'll do it some other time, promise.
Thank you so much.
Nice talking to you.